Welcome, Sagittarius. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot getting ready to do your tarot card reading. This is a message from Spirit. It's intended to support you whenever it finds you. So it is a general reading, and I definitely encourage you to check other significant placements in your chart. Certainly your sun, moon, and rising, but any placements that are important. And if you're interested in a personal reading, the information for that is in the description box below. I thank you for all the support that I get from all of you. I'm so happy to be here and I appreciate your presence. So let's get started, Sag, with your overall energy for this reading, the Emperor. This is a part of a development of a mature self, Sagittarius, that you've been showing for some time. You have really scrutinized those areas in your life that you can be responsible for you. This is a way that you are releasing the control of things that you necessarily can't control, and you are taking full responsibility for your vision, your actions, your behaviors. You are in some ways taking responsibility for a larger collective, a group. You have a voice that is capable of articulating the goals, the aspirations, the experiences of a particular group of people, a community, a part of the world, a particular field or profession. And in that way, the energy currently of Mercury retrograding back into Leo until at least the end of this month of August, you are rethinking the way that not only you absorb information, the way you express yourself, but the greater impact and way that you could be distributing your voice, your ideas, your information more broadly in the world. You're looking for those connections to your big dreams, your big aspirations towards humanitarian goals, towards creating a more spiritual community or one that works more consciously, collectively. This is a part of your taking real sovereignty over not only your life, but all the effects of your life, your achievements, your community, your relationships, and really owning your life as being an absolute emblem of who you are and what you have created. In the present, we have the Queen of Wands. What a lovely sense of internalizing this sense of empowerment, melding it with your desire to allow the flow of life, the flow of love to enrich your own passion so that your confidence is an expression of that. The ability to embody passion for the things that you care about and to allow that to speak volumes, your presence to communicate a way to draw in, attract the resources that you need that help you in your effort to achieve a goal or create an achievement for yourself. You don't care about what others think of you. You're past that at this particular place because your radiance is so powerful that that is what is communicating in a way that you may perhaps not have as consciously allowed your inner passion to speak for you, to speak through you. And this is very much not just about the showy, likable, optimistic, cheerful persona that you have inhabited at various times in your life, but this is about a deeply compelling sense of passion and vision that you physically embody and that you allow to speak through every aspect of your physical life. In the past, we have the Temperance card, so you are on a long, sustained healing journey. This is not necessarily intended initially as a way of uh, in um, energizing your own life. It perhaps began as simply a way of balancing out your talents and your resources with the opportunities that come before you that you manifest for yourself. And really recognizing the disconnect between those things and pulling that balance in together in your life in the past has become a deeper awareness of the profound harmony that you can achieve within yourself as a way of projecting that out into the world through your activities, your words. Your passion is included in that. But this shows that you've been working at this sense of empowerment, sovereignty for a very long time. And that also shows me that it has eluded you, that you may have felt a victim of circumstance for much of the time, not feeling like you're able to catch a break, that no matter how many times you get up, you get knocked back down again. That is something you have worked to harmonize, to smooth out, understanding that that was in part a perspective, this great disconnect between the inner and the outer, the way things look as opposed to the way things really are. You've really been balancing these energies out in your life for some time. And I, for so regularly, defer to Pluto's wrapping up its transit in Capricorn as one of the operative measurements that we can utilize in understanding about when this process of balance began for you. Um, and so we're talking a good 17 plus years of balancing this out, depending on where Sagittarius is in your chart. This process of Pluto's transit can be doubled if this is your rising sign. If Sagittarius is your rising sign, not only have you lived through Pluto's transit in Capricorn in your second house, but you previously lived through Pluto's transit of Sagittarius in your first house. So now we're talking 30 to 40 years of phenomenal change. And this has really become more than uh, a balancing act. This has become a lifestyle for you. In the future, the Page of Swords. Interesting, as I put down the Temperance card, I felt compelled to say that this lifestyle has become a part of your voice, a part of your gift. There is something about the phenomenal healing you have experienced that translates into the way that you give love, you show love, you attend to, you nurture, you care for others. And this is very much through the model of your presence, your actions, your activities, your passion. But it currently is manifesting as a place of stillness in which you are overwhelmed with the changes and the vibrational advancement you've made. This is about coming out on the other side as so fully formed, so enriched by the challenges of your life, the difficulties you've overcome, the losses you've sustained, that you actually are open up to completely new direction, new information, new ideas. You're noticing and looking at every single detail of your life that surrounds you. You're noticing the reactions of others towards you. You're seeing yourself in the eyes of others in a way that is not about how you look to others, but about how you impact others. And specifically, it's through your openness, your flexibility, your ability to adapt to change. This is a gift. And this is something that you are opening yourself up to, applying your truth, your sense of justice to your world around you, how best to affect that, how best to concretize that into a particular plan or direction. Mind you, the Emperor is all about a plan of manifesting strategies, and you're currently opening up to integrating those lessons and yet being open to starting fresh in a new way that you hadn't imagined possible before. If this reading is resonating for you, Sagittarius, please like this video, share this with others, and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I appreciate your support deeply. And I have pulled the self-esteem card. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. So absolutely on point here, right next to the Queen of Wands, and with complementing the Emperor. And from the flora and fauna of Africa, the motherland, I have pulled the hippopotamus, and the key word is creativity. I know for a fact that Aries also got this particular card. If you're bored, stir things up, release emotions and habits that no longer serve you, and start something new. And I see you in preparation for that. The starting something new, though, feels as though it's vibrationally so much more dense, so much richer for you, that is prompting this incredible openness, this incredible willingness to be vulnerable, to notice things perhaps that you haven't noticed before. And in the present, the Queen of Wands, always this deck upside down, Page of Fire, and the Queen of Water. Nice. So again, there's this incredible openness in terms of what is inspiring you. You already know what you're passionate about. You're already grounded in a strong base of inspiration, a calling, a sense of purpose. But you're also open to how you can express that. This openness has you thinking about the way you've customarily done things, particularly with the focus of the recent full moon on your third house, the way you communicate, the way you process ideas. You are challenging the kind of medium that you use, the tools you use to express yourself. Maybe you're looking at new areas of personal expression that are different, that you're willing to entertain. This can certainly be relevant to new technologies that are available that might help you do something very traditional in a different way, make certain aspects of that easier, provide you with a larger reach, for instance, entertaining that you may have new audiences that you were unaware of. The Queen of Water is really anchoring this deep healing that you have, that has become a feature of your life. It's encouraging you to allow yourself to be emotionally honest with yourself, to take care of yourself at a different level than you have always understood self-care to be defined as, so that you're understanding that self-care can be more spontaneous if you allow it to flow in your life, that it is a quality, an ability to relax, deeply relaxed, and you may be becoming aware of how difficult it is to relax. This can have anything to do with the way that you find recreation activities that allow you to physically move, exercise, to the way that you eat, not just the kinds of food that you eat, the way you nourish yourself. It's almost feels to me like scheduling is something that you are flowing with in a way that's new to you, perhaps because you're in a circumstance where you can activate your desires on your own schedule, on your own time. You can respond to a sense of energy, of being energized, to those times where you feel a kind of need for greater, deeper, different kinds of rest. In the past, the temperance is clarified by the Four of Earth and the Five of Earth. I like this. So you're definitely holding on. It's reflecting the energy of the Emperor a bit. You are established. You've had many experiences. You have achieved much, and that is your foundation. You don't take that for granted at this particular time because, again, there is a sense here that through the multiple transits of Pluto, depending on your particular chart, that you have really had to parse through, sort through every single thing that belongs to you. You have sustained so much loss that you've had to be eternally creative about being this notion of being reborn, of digging way down to your internal resources in order to achieve the things that you need, that you want. This is about survival for some of you. That's moved into this idea that you are now in a position to challenge what you always believed it was that you were supposed to have. This kind of labeling, this sort of generational stamp, this familial stamp. What is the traditional role you've played in your family that means that you can do this and you can have that? And it's something you've often rebelled against, but that's not the same as changing it or challenging it. And when you stopped rebelling, you actually began to see the pattern that you had internalized, that you were never going to get married. I'm using that as an example. That you were never going to have children, that you would never have a certain kind of job. I mean, these are stories that get told in families and roles we unconsciously internalize, despite the outer evidence that we know makes it untrue, but a way in which we actually restrict ourselves from gaining access to the things we truly desire. And I see you now not only grounding in your real achievements, your real personal accomplishments, those things you've been able to manifest for yourself, but also recognizing that it continues to fit in a pattern that you are changing, that you must change, that you understand doesn't reflect who you are or your accomplishments to date. Incredibly empowering. Um, for a lot of you, this is about a poverty pledge that you have unconsciously taken based on your interests, your passions. If I'm an artist, I'll never really have much. I'll never be successful. I've always got to hang on to that day job, whatever the narrative is that you have internalized. In the future, the Page of Swords is clarified by the Ace of Water. We always love to see that. And the Ace of Air. Two aces. I love it. I particularly love it because it's centered by the Page of Swords, which is showing your complete openness, your complete willingness to notice, watch what's around you, to be present in the moment. And sometimes that presence is about absence, the absence of things that we want, making space for something new to be created. The Ace of Water is specifically feeling as though for many Sagittarians, there's a desire for love in a way that you never believed it could happen. whether it exists in your life now or it's something that you aspire to. This is you challenging the way that love is a part of your life, a certain kind of love. And I say that because Sagittarians, I believe many of you, even depending on other placements, trade in a kind of love, a kind of generosity that comes natural to you. It's part of the sage energy, part of the ability to teach, to be modeling, to be sharing what you've learned. That is a form of love that is somewhat, can be very dispassionate. But you recognize that love, the love of friends, the love of family in your life. However, there may be a particular kind of love that you feel is lacking, that you perhaps even believe that wasn't for you. And you're now disbanding that notion that you can't have that. Another refresh comes in your sense of the truth. The story I'm getting is that many of you are not uh, invested in the justice of the world or the injustice that you see around you. That the unfairness that you see, that you personally have experienced on a regular basis, is something that you have believed was just a feature of life. It isn't fair. It's arbitrary. Luck is a form of reward, that prosperity, that abundance, that success, that ability to thrive is something that everyone doesn't get a chance at. Everyone doesn't get. That's not the reality of the world for everyone. And those are both ideas that you are challenging right now in your life. You're really looking at the idea that truth actually does prevail, that justice at many levels does exist. And this is important for you because the flow of your resources, the flow of your attention, your love, your energy is so naturally dedicated to seeing justice in the world, to seeing fairness, to seeing opportunity for others, for encouraging others to take the risk on something that they really believe in. That investment in inspiration. These are things that are signature not only to who you are, but to your ability to transform your physical experience into one that truly supports you. And that is what's key here. It is limitless. There's no ceiling to the way in which you not only can experience love, personal, romantic, social, whatever kind of love that feels absent in your life. This is something you're coming to see and notice all around you, the manifestation of that, the abundance in your everyday life, no matter how modest it is. But that overall sense of justice is so important because this is what motivates you. The truth is something that is challenging you to reconfigure the way you express yourself so that you can reach more people, so that more people can hear your voice, hear your story, take in the information you have to offer. This is really quite incredibly light and heady. I'm going to finish up this reading for you with with one yogic path oracle. My breath is slightly taken away by your beautiful reading, Sagittarius, I have to say. And I hope that it has been insightful for you. I pulled Parvati. I'm going to look that up. Parvati. page that's stuck together. The goddess of devotion, love, and yoga. You pull upon Parvati when you take an immense action towards becoming your highest self. In Hindu mythology, Parvati was in love with unattainable Shiva, who was deep in the mountains practicing yoga and detached from the material world. She knew he needed the feminine to bring him down to earth, but he was totally inaccessible. Instead of begging and pleading, Parvati decided to become her highest self and seek enlightenment through yoga. Her family objected, saying women cannot become yogis, but she headed to the mountains anyway, where she stood in a frigid stream, balancing on one foot for uncountable months or years. Eventually, Shiva felt her immense energy and fell in love with her because of her strength and determination. Parvati represents commitment to practice, unbreakable willpower, and the power of self-transformation. Continue your journey towards enlightenment. Yay! Thank you so much, Sagittarius, for this beautiful, inspirational reading. Until next time, namaste.